All right. Good afternoon, everybody. We got a little bit of a late start here today, but we're moving along just fine. I am Chris Krymzon. Welcome to Krymzon and Kompany, and I am joined by Jacqueline O'Lantern.
Hello.
You know her as voice number one on the TV show. The things we do, I tell you. We have a show lined up for you today. Uh, don't know what kind of show, but it's a show that we have lined up today. We're going to kick things off, I think, with the WWE 2KF 2020 draft. WWE has held their draft despite 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 the current goings on in the world, um, and the drafts have been broken up into multiple categories. They said it was something like 84 people were involved in the draft. 84 after they fired. I didn't realize there was still so many left after the huge firings and furloughs that Vince McMahon had.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
It really is disgusting. But here's the we have the draft separated by show, and here is what's happening with the show with WWE. The draft for the Raw roster for the Raw side. They kept Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, and R-Truth, all three of which are champions. McIntyre, the WWE champion, Bobby Lashley, the United States champion, and R-Truth, the 24/7 champion, which I still say to this day is a joke of a belt.
I agree.
They brought over the man who built SmackDown Yard, AJ, the man who built up SmackDown, AJ Styles. They brought him over to Raw. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
That just killed SmackDown.
Yeah, that just killed SmackDown, and so did the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, coming over to Raw.
Yep.
That killed SmackDown. Randy Orton, I believe, has stayed where he is. The monster. He's not the monster among men. He is the. What did she call him? What did Stephanie call him?
Oh goodness. Oh, I don't know. She basically ruins him. Yeah. The ruiner or something.
The wreckage. What's going on? The wreckage. Braun Strowman. I call him the wreckage because he is nothing but a train wreck as of this point. Matt Riddle, the original bro, came over to SmackDown, to Raw from SmackDown. The charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy is over on Raw. Keith Lee, newcomer from NXT, is up on the Raw brand. Ricochet is still on Raw.
I have no respect for that man. Sorry.
No respect for Ricochet?
Nope.
Why not?
Didn't he have that incident, or was it the other one?
Which one? I'm sure there were a lot of incidents.
The one with the younglings.
No, that wasn't him.
Oh, I always get them confused. Why do I get them confused?
That's Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen Dream. Okay.
As well as a good number of other people. Elias has returned and is on the Raw brand.
I still love Elias. I don't care.
WWE stands with Walk with Elias. The Irish brawler Sheamus is still here. Is come to Raw. Angel Garza has come to Raw. Actually, I think he was still on Raw. He never left Raw. Humberto Carrillo is still on Raw. Drew Gulak is still on Raw. They broke up Heavy Machinery.
Oh, this is so sad.
So now Tucker is on Raw. Quite frankly, what I think about Heavy Machinery is that they were nothing but a joke team on the male side, much like the Iconics were a joke on the female side.
Yes. Yeah. I agree.
They were nothing but a comedy relief. So what are they going to do now? I have no idea. A newcomer, Daba Kato.
Wait, a newcomer. They still haven't brought everybody else back yet, but they're bringing in new people.
Yeah, a newcomer, Daba Kato, is on the Raw roster.
Incredible.
Titus O'Neil, who I didn't even think was still relevant in the company, is on Raw. The Ninja, Akira Tozawa, another guy who's not really relevant, is on the Raw roster. So far, we found three guys who are not even relevant that are on the Raw roster. Riddick Moss, good friend of Mojo Rawley, is on Raw. Hope I get this name right, and I apologize to our Latino speaking fans. Arturo Ruas, Ruas, Ruas.
Where is it?
Down at the bottom of the list.
Arturo
Ruas. It's supposed to be Ruas.
Are you? Yeah, it would be Ruas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's another newcomer who's up on the Raw roster. And I don't know where they got. I don't know if they're talking about Rowan or who this Eric is, but that's another name that's on the list.
ERIK period. That's the person's name, Eric.
Exactly. And as for the women, they've really chopped the women's division down. They have like 8 people on the women's division.
And that's it?
Yep.
That's terrible.
You have Asuka,
okay,
who's still Raw Women's Champion.
Yep.
You have Charlotte Flair, who's out.
Report that I heard.
At least supposedly cosmetic work. Anyway, I think we all know what the cosmetic work's going to be. Alexa Bliss is still on Raw. Now, there you go. Sister Abigail is with now the man who created her, The Fiend, on the same show.
Oh, they really didn't have an alternative. They already killed one major storyline that we'll talk about later.
Exactly. Lacey Evans. The Southern Belle Lacey Evans is still on Raw. Nikki Cross, still on Raw. One half of the Iconics, Peyton Royce, is still on Raw. And of course, the irrelevant one, Miro's wife, AJ, aka Lana, on Raw. You want to talk about chopping a division down? They really have chopped the tag team division down. They brought up they switched 2 to 3 members of the New Day.
Okay.
Is going to be on Raw, which means now you have up, down, down, and you also have Pippi Longstocking. And for those who are new to the show who don't know who Pippi Longstocking and up, down, down is, Pippi Longstocking is Massachusetts native Kofi Kingston, and the only reason why I call him Pippi Longstocking is sometimes he has the pigtails. Exactly. And of course, up, down, down, as you know, is Xavier Woods. And that is actually his legitimate YouTube name is up, down, down. Check him out on YouTube. He plays a lot of great games if you're into the gaming thing.
Now, did you start saying that before he was actually even categorized as that?
As up, down, down? No.
That's where you
that's where I got it
learned it from. Okay. Because you've been saying that for quite a while.
Yes, absolutely. Very talented gamer. He's a very good gamer from what I understand too. The Hurt Business with MVP is over on Raw. You have Miz and Morrison. They've come from SmackDown to Monday Night Raw. Of course, the one thing to save Raw, possibly, Retribution is on Monday Night Raw now. The Lucha House Party was broken up, and 2 out of the 3 members are on Monday Night Raw.
Dun, 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 dun.
Exactly. And they really chopped the women's tag team division down. All they have here is Jackson Baszler, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, Rose and Dana Brooke. The only 2 tag teams that they have for the women's side.
Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. They really kept them together. They should have separated them, put one on one show, one on the other show. They don't deserve to be together.
That's all uncreative.
Kicked out too.
Now we're going to talk about the SmackDown part of the draft. This, I really don't know what to say about this, but we've got people I don't think that really belong here. People that should have stayed on Raw. That was actually helping the ratings. And the only reason why they put a lot of these guys from SmackDown on the Raw roster is because they were dying in the 3rd hour. So now they're trying to do whatever they can to keep the 3rd hour alive as much as possible. But as far as the SmackDown draft goes, you have the Universal Champ Roman Reigns is made his home on SmackDown. So the big dog is back in the yard with the Walrus. I don't know who I fear more in that duo, the Walrus or Roman Reigns. And when I say the Walrus, I'm talking about the man with the golden mic, Paul Heyman. You have Sami Zayn, the voice of the voiceless, as he likes to call himself. The IC champ, Sami Zayn, is still on SmackDown. Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah, has moved from Monday Night Raw to Friday Night SmackDown. So has he gone from the Monday Night Messiah to the Friday Night Fool?
Oh, I like that. And it's really sad too because like this blows the storyline that they were working on. If we get no climactic ending, no anything.
Nothing.
This is so stupid. If they were going to move anybody and everybody in any direction that they were going to go, that's one that should not have moved.
Yeah.
They should have kept him on Raw.
Exactly.
So stupid.
Rollins was one of the few people that kept Raw afloat.
Yeah.
I didn't agree with the Monday Night Messiah character.
Nope.
He played it well, but it was the only
Just
thing keeping
certain
Raw.
convictions.
Right, certain convictions prevent me from actually fully liking the character. And I'm a heel. You have yes. Daniel Bryan is on the SmackDown roster, even though he's not even active anymore. How is that even possible?
Because they're probably still going to use him for like battle royals and things like that.
Putting him over. Okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe not even putting him over, just to have another body in the ring.
Probably. Jey Uso is on SmackDown. As I was just mentioning a few moments ago, the third member from the New Day, yes it is, Big E, is now getting a singles push on SmackDown. They took Aleister Black off of Raw and put him on SmackDown, which was a big mistake. Another big mistake made by WWE.
Right.
Apollo Crews. I don't really care for Apollo Crews.
All I can say is what?
Yeah, exactly. You have Otis from Heavy Machinery, who was rumored to get his Money in the Bank briefcase taken away from him.
Okay.
Because they're not utilizing it.
Oh, I know. It was so stupid. I don't know.
You have the disciple Murphy over here. The third member of Lucha House Party, Kalisto, has returned as on SmackDown. The returning of Lars Sullivan, who is having his own outside issues with people of the opposite sex. He's having his own women issues. Women are coming out and pressing charges against Lars Sullivan to no end. You have King Corbin, who is still on SmackDown.
I love King Corbin. I don't care.
And Shorty G, Chad Gable, is made his home on SmackDown. Now SmackDown has a bigger women's division than Raw does at this point.
Oh, because they're trying to build up
SmackDown.
Yep.
They're trying to juggle too many plates at one time.
Yep.
Bayley, the women's champion, is still there.
Okay.
Sasha Banks, former tag team partner of Bayley.
Yeah,
still
because
there.
they're still kind of working on that off and on.
So why didn't they just abruptly end it?
Yeah. That would have made more sense.
That would have made more sense. Yep. Bianca Belair is on SmackDown. Carmella, the new and improved Carmella, is on SmackDown. Natalya Neidhart, Billie Kay, Tamina Snuka, and Zelina Vega, who was separated from Andrade and Angel Garza. I couldn't remember what his name was for a second there. Angel Garza.
Spit it out, Kriss. Spit it out.
I'm having troubles with this. I tell you, language is not my thing today. Okay, then they also have, I think, about a slightly bigger men's tag team division. Here, the Street Profits, who changed titles with the New Day.
Oh, grievance.
Is now on SmackDown as the tag team champions. You have Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, who is also still on SmackDown.
Okay.
You have the showstopper, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, glorious Robert Roode, on as a tag team on SmackDown.
Gloria.
And you have the Mysterios, Rey and
Ah.
Dominic Mysterio, which means they're probably still going to continue this feud.
And sister and mom.
Yep, and
Yeah.
sister and mom, of course.
Yeah, so they're going to continue that on.
They have one tag team for the females.
Excuse me?
One tag team for the females on
Wait.
SmackDown.
Don't you need two to have,
To have a division.
well, to even have, like, a wrestling match? You need two tag teams, one on one side, one on the other side, because they can't, they don't do intergender matches.
Not much anymore.
So how are you going to even have, how does this work?
What they'll probably do is they'll probably pair up some of the single females that are on the singles roster and make them temporary tag teams, I guess.
I don't know.
You have the Riot Squad,
Mhm.
which I don't even know who's in that Riot Squad now because, except for Ruby Riot. They have a couple of people that are undrafted,
Uh-huh.
which would be Andrade and Mickey James. Mickey James should not even be on this list.
No, great.
She should have been retired.
I know. What is she even doing still? Yeah, I was gonna say, just keep going because
Yep.
they could probably hear between mine and yours. So
Probably.
yeah, hopefully they'll catch anything. So viewers, we apologize for our bad connections because we're zooming for the first time. So
Absolutely.
if you miss anything, we apologize.
Absolutely. And then you have people that weren't even in the draft pool. We have a small list of those people as well.
Okay, so who were those people?
Becky Lynch,
Uh-huh.
for obvious reasons, off to be a mother.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, yeah, that makes
Um,
sense. I wasn't even thinking of that.
And Seth Rollins is supposed to be leaving as well. So that's probably why he got drafted over to SmackDown.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, that's why they stopped that storyline.
Probably.
That makes sense because if he's going to be leaving soon anyway, why even continue a storyline? But they still should. They could have like quickened it.
Exactly.
You know.
Jimmy Uso was not even in the draft pool.
What?
Yeah, so they broke up the Usos as a tag team.
How does that work?
I don't even know.
I mean, they're like brothers too, aren't they? Oh, cousins.
They're twin brothers.
But yeah, twin.
They're
That's what I thought. Yeah, they're twin brothers.
You have Ivar from the Viking Raiders, not even in the pool.
Okay.
Sonya Deville. Why did I put Sonya Deville? Sonya Deville. Who's not even with the company anymore. This will explain why she's not in the pool. Edge wasn't in the draft pool.
Well, that's again. He's another one they use just for little tiny things.
Yeah,
and
they shouldn't
they
even.
glorify him for a moment, and boom, he's just a glimmer of dust.
The irrelevant Punjabi Canadian, Jinder Mahal, not even in this pool. Samoa Joe, which surprised me, is not in this pool.
No, because he's an announcer.
But they often draft announcers back and forth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right, huh? Wow. Well, maybe they're just gonna keep him where he is for now.
Yeah, probably.
I don't even like him one way or the other anyway. Don't like him as an announcer. Didn't like him as a wrestler.
Nah. Mojo Rawley. Everybody knows who's friends with Mojo Rawley.
Oh, yeah.
The former Boston Patriot, New England Patriot, Gronkowski.
Yep.
Had the shortest WWE career in history. Is friends with Mojo Rawley, who's not even in the pool. Okay, this one kind of ticks me off. The Forgotten Sons.
Okay.
That was Wesley Blake, Jackson Ryder, and there was another one. Name slips my mind. The three of them made up the Forgotten Sons. They were supposed to be the wrestlers that the WWE forgot about or not utilized properly.
Exactly.
Is not even in this draft pool.
Oh no! Wait! That makes perfect sense. The forgotten ones are forgotten.
The Forgotten Sons are forgotten.
That makes perfect sense.
Bray Wyatt's brother, Bo Dallas, not even in the draft pool.
Wow.
Big Show, not in the pool. And here's a guy who actually lives up now to his moniker. John Cena, you can't see me, is not in the draft pool. Because I think he's gone too. He retired too.
Yeah.
Bill Goldberg. Why is he
Who?
even still relevant? Exactly. And of course, nobody's favorite, Ronda Rousey, not in the pool.
Good.
And The Undertaker wasn't in the draft pool as well.
Boo. That's sad.
I think he's actually
Done.
done as well.
Done.
Actually,
done.
no, actually, I think he's supposed to come back for the next WrestleMania
Oh.
and wrestle maybe Sting or somebody in what will be a final match.
Oh, the final match?
Yeah, right. So that's the WWE draft. I don't agree with, like I said, I don't agree with a lot of the people being drafted to different shows. Seth Rollins and Aleister Black, in my opinion, kept Raw afloat. I think this just put a big torpedo hole right in the bow.
Oh yeah.
Of Monday Night Raw.
Definitely.
That they're trying to keep a third hour alive. It's not going to happen. I wish they would just cut it back down to 2 hours. Just started at 9 and ended at 11, or started at 8
and
at 10. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Give somebody else the time slot, please.
Yeah, I know.
And I would rather watch Snoop Dogg in that hour. Just sit and smoke for an hour.
And Martha.
No, I don't want to see Martha. No, Martha, get out of here. Nothing against Martha, mind you, but
well, they had their food show, I mean.
Which, in a sense, you could say that Snoop Dogg is playfully sabotaging. We read stories on this. But like I said, I would rather sit and watch Snoop Dogg smoke for an hour than the garbage that they're putting on the last hour of Monday Night Raw. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have holy cow.
Okay, so I actually have a story.
Okay.
You were mentioning Charlotte and Andrade, right?
Yep.
I'm so smart. No, just joking. I was reading something this morning about Andrade and Charlotte. There was a tweet that they had deleted quickly after they did it. I don't know what the tweet said, but I found out that Charlotte and Andrade are actually engaged, which explains why Andrade joined such a short-lived tenure on Raw. Pro Wrestling Sheets first reported Andrade and his manager, Zelina Vega, was staying on SmackDown Live after initially moving to Raw as part of the Superstar shakeup. Stupid Star. I think that was better.
That's more like it. Stupid Star Shakedown is more like it.
A Pro Sports Extra followed up with Flair. Used her to pull a request for a change. Brad Shepard at the Brad Shepard. The source also said they believe the engagement is supposed to be announced next month. It said that I'm told that Ric Flair, among others, are not convinced this is a good idea because they believe she's moving too fast. Hashtag WWE, hashtag Raw, hashtag FC Live, hashtag OYDKWS, and a whole bunch of other numbers. I guess it's probably a YouTube link.
Probably YouTube link. Yeah.
Shepard noted the company will give strong consideration to keep the couples together when they are either married or engaged. For example, Naomi and Jimmy Uso, who are married, both moved to SmackDown Live to Raw during the shakeup. Flair and Andrade walked down the red carpet together prior to WWE's Hall of Fame ceremony during WrestleMania weekend, which I did not know about. Wow, look what I missed.
Yeah, well, everybody missed that. I don't think. Yeah, when is the Hall of Fame? Are they ever going to redo the Hall of Fame?
I know, right? Following WrestleMania's 35-day vacation together in the Dominican Republic. So this is something that I didn't even know about. I'm like, dude, really?
Some actual news.
Yeah, seriously. That was kind of cool. It was pretty interesting when I read that. How about that Seth Rollins thing? Or what is it that we were looking at earlier? I said we had a story on that we were going to get back to.
Well, tell me Seth Rollins moving from Monday night to Friday Night SmackDown?
Yeah, I thought there was something else that we were looking at too. Maybe that was it.
Oh, there's a lot of heat. A lot of actual heat between Matt Riddle's wife and Becky Lynch.
Oh, yes. Do tell.
I guess Matt Riddle's wife from what I was reading, is causing a lot of flack on what is it? I think it's Twitter, on the Twitter accounts, by the blah 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 blah.
Speak, can you not?
Exactly. Speak, I cannot. Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, Matt Riddle's wife and Becky Lynch. Riddle's wife, I guess, was more or less saying that Lynch is not really an athlete or anything like that. And, it just caused a lot of friction, a lot of tension between the two. And as a matter of fact, it's gotten to the point where Seth Rollins has come out and said, I will never wrestle Matt Riddle in my career. No, never. They genuinely do not like each other. How long this will last is anybody's guess. That's the story. That's the story there. What is that?
Roman Reigns talks possibly wrestling The Rock and the importance of WWE family.
Wow. Yeah, Reigns has been dying to get The Rock in the ring for the longest time now to see who the better cousin is.
Wow.
In this one. The Rock doesn't want to do it. The Rock just does not want to do it.
No, Reigns does, though. He says it would be amazing. I think that any superstar of my generation to have someone on his level, someone that's done so much, not only in sports entertainment, but in the movie industry, entertainment in general. I mean, the man is like, what, 1 billion followers online and stuff? So to be able to put that type of spotlight on our current generation and what we do within our product in WWE, that would be amazing. And just to share the ring with him. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing now, being able to share the ring with my cousin Jay Uso, to be able to tell that family story about our family business and the lineage and the history and where we come from and represent our family is pretty cool. So just to continue it and take it to the next level is what I'm trying to do every single time. But right now he's in the midst of the best run of his career since he's with Heyman. So yeah.
Well, Paul Heyman can make it happen. Trust me.
Yeah. Right. Legit. If anybody can do it, he can do it.
Yep, that's for sure. A lot of respect for Paul Heyman, just for the fact that he picked up the contract of Roman Reigns.
Exactly.
All this because Brock Lesnar has left WWE.
Brock who?
Yeah, that
on again, off again.
The on again, off again champion. Yeah, it's really become an unusual time in WWE. And I'm not talking about just the pandemic. I'm talking about just everything that's going on.
Yep.
No. Let's see, what else can we touch upon? Well, Clash of Champions is coming up.
Ooh.
Let me see if I can pull up something here on Clash of Champions. Grab my camera. Here you go. The draft. I want to see the draft.
Yeah, they actually changed their mind about a feud between Jey Uso and Roman Reigns.
Why would they do something like that?
Who knows?
Ooh. Get the hello. My period. There we go. Oh, WWE.com. That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
I was trying to get into that, but every time I get into that, it gives me a hard time. But
right.
I did find out a little thing that the draft nightmare, since we, kind of
went over the draft.
Yeah, spent quite a bit of time on it. A former WWE executive says the 2019 draft was a nightmare. So hopefully this one went a little bit better than the 2019 one. Eric Bischoff, he actually opened up about how his role as SmackDown executive director, position he held from June to October last year before being replaced by Bruce Pritchard. Let's see. He said the positions of executive director of Raw and SmackDown were brand new positions, Bischoff said. I think they hadn't been thought through very well. Why do you keep bouncing? Now I know what you talk about, Kriss, when you talk about the screens bouncing. But they had been executed or integrated into an actual process. They weren't really clear on what the position was. I think there was some fuzziness or fog regarding the clarity of the position. Paul Heyman didn't have any more creative control in that field than I did. The only person there who had creative influence was Vince McMahon. Everybody else's job was just come and to the table with ideas, and then Vince would pretty much take them from there. I had as much access to Vince as I wanted to have, so that's about all that he had. But Vince pretty much doing whatever he's doing now. Is like, you make up a show and then he rips it before it starts.
Of course.
Crazy.
Okay, I made a mistake. It isn't Clash of Champions. It is Hell in a Cell that is coming up Sunday, October 25th at 7 p.m. If you have the WWE Network, you can watch it. If not, I would subscribe to it, because if you try to go through your local cable provider, you're going to pay an arm and a leg for
I don't know. It's been up the ante. Now it's an arm and 3 legs.
For some. Anyway, here are the 3 matches that they have already for Hell in a Cell.
Oh, okay. Keep going. No, it's okay. Keep going.
We have Universal Champion Roman Reigns taking on Jey Uso in a Hell in a Cell I Quit match.
What? They just did the shake-up, and now they're going to have an I Quit match?
Yep.
What?
Oh, it's not that they're quitting wrestling. They just have to say I quit and the match is over.
Oh, dear God.
WWE Champion Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton in a Hell in a Cell.
What's Randy Orton? His laundry?
Yes. And SmackDown Women's Champ Bayley versus Sasha Banks in a Hell in a Cell. Every match is going to be a Hell in a Cell. There is no Fiend. Oh, there is no Fiend this time as of yet. No other matches have been added as of yet. But that is going to be 1 week. 1 week. 1 week from this.
Kriss, jeez, you're scaring us.
Happy Halloween. 1 week from this Sunday on the WWE Network. Hell in a Cell. I don't know. Kind of looks like a snoozer. Oh, they have a limited time offer that they're actually advertising for on the network.
Is that the 99-cent deal?
The 99-cent deal.
Yeah,
all you gotta do is, go on to WWE.com, look under Hell in a Cell. They should have a small little ad on the bottom. That says 99 cents. You can sign up now for 99 cents. They're really hurting people. They're really hurting.
Yeah, right. They're far-reaching now.
They really are.
That's crazy.
It is also Hell in a Taste the Rainbow.
Taste the rainbow.
Let it happen.
Kriss, you're gonna scare people.
I'm doing my job. Anyway. Let's see. Shall we try? Let's see if I can get some wrestling news source up here. Wrestling. Why can't I type?
Well, Fuzzy sent you something, so you can find out what Mr. Fuzzy said after.
Yeah, I'm not. No, I want wrestling news. Not Wrestling Inc. Wrestling
Inc. A lot of wrestlers have ink.
WrestlingNewsSource.com. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. Wrestling Inc. Gone in a blink. All right, let's see what we got here. Any good WWE news? I wonder.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm checking out now.
Let's see. This is why I hate doing. Oh, there we go. This on a phone or a couple of phones. All right, let's see.
Yeah, you two-fisting your phones right now.
I'm literally two-fisting my phones right now. Let's see. How we improve WrestleMania. They got the draft results here. It went in 5 rounds of the draft. Kevin Owens defeated Aleister Black in an ODQ match. Oh, here we go. Oh, we can talk about Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle's heat, or we can talk about Thunderdome. WWE extends Thunderdome deal with Amway Center.
Actually, you know what? I do want to hear about that because I was wondering what was happening with the Thunderdome because last I knew they were actually leaving the Thunderdome. And I thought originally that they owned the Thunderdome, but they don't.
I thought they did too, actually.
Yeah,
All right.
they don't actually own the Thunderdome.
Okay, this is according to PW Insider and Wrestling Observer Newsletter. Both reporting that WWE has extended their deal with the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida for 4 more weeks. That means that for at least 4 more weeks, WWE will be doing tapings within the Thunderdome. It's unknown what the plans are following the Thunderdome deal, so it'll be interesting to see what direction WWE goes next. Speaking of WWE, they are planning as of to start putting on live shows again.
Hmm.
At least that's what's rumored. We'll see about that. There it is actually. Possibly not going back on the road till next year yet. Recently re-signed WWE. Okay, no, we don't want to know about him. Oh, here it is. Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle's heat legitimate. Oh, or at least it seems legitimate. Okay, while on Talking Smack, Seth Rollins said he had no interest in facing Matt Riddle at any point. The speculation that this may have stemmed from comments made by Riddle's wife on Instagram that they were since deleted, where she compared female wrestlers, including Becky Lynch, to herself. That's what it is. Calling, and I quote, calling out multiple main roster divas over the past couple of weeks for being straight, skinny, jiggly fat. Not saying that they aren't beautiful, just saying squat. It's funny because there have been multiple female wrestlers that have asked to train with me. Each one of them looked great in their gear. Clearly, they know what they're doing, especially if they want to train with yours truly. All females freaking squat and go hard.
What the heck?
It's not that kind of show, folks. And I do not have many photos of my rear end in minimal clothing besides these two. Here is a comparison of me not caring what I look like, just trying to be a strong, decent Olympic lifter, and a mom of 3 versus 2 females getting paid a ton of money for how they look. Rant over.
Wow.
Recently, someone who worked as crew recalled on Twitter when they were treated to dinner by Matt Riddle. Dinner by Matt Riddle, and Riddle spent a lot of time bashing other WWE wrestlers, including Rollins. And I quote, after last year's Survivor Series, Riddle took me and our crew out to eat at the same steakhouse Seth, Becky, and Carl Anderson were dining at. They knew we were there, but went out of their way not to acknowledge us. Throughout the entire weekend, Riddle talked crap about Rollins and how he never evolved as a performer, how he didn't take care of his opponents in the ring, how he was stale, etc. This wasn't just one conversation. It was every time I saw Riddle that weekend.
Wow.
So many of our conversations revolved around wrestlers and people in general. Matt didn't like or think highly of, or had a personal bone to pick with them. If we weren't chatting wrestling, he was either bashing others or boasting about himself, often both at the same time. That said, I can't possibly see why Rollins and Brock and Goldberg and just about everybody else who knows better wants nothing to do with him in a professional or personal sense of the word. Alas, surely it is nothing. It was a crap show. I thought something was going to go down, and instead it was a nonstop talk about how Rollins stinks, how he's awesome, and what it was like for Matt to have eaten the RKO. Keith and Maya were supposed to join us both times, but they didn't show. I'm sure there was nothing to it. Nothing to it though. Throughout the entire weekend, Riddle talked crap about Rollins and how he never evolved as a performer, how he didn't take care of his opponents in the ring, how he was stale, etc. This wasn't just one conversation. It was every time I saw Riddle that weekend. End quote.
Wow. That's crazy.
Why
These
you
are
would?
people that like work together all the time. How can you have like that kind of relationship outside the ring?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
It's like, dude, really?
Matt Riddle is really that into himself. As far as I'm concerned, Matt Riddle is nobody.
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys who would clean his clock.
Okay, so I actually have an article here. It's if it'll let me get into it. WWE alliances again due to the draft.
Okay.
alliances that could form after the 2020 draft, and 2 that will not.
All right.
So it looks like with the 2020 WWE draft now over, attention turns to WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. And the new storylines that could potentially play out on WWE television in the future.
Language.
You need to stop. It's contagious. Folks, it's all his fault.
What? All I gotta say is this to that.
Oh, wow. I'll be glad when I'm behind the camera again. Ooh, kitty fight. Oh, this is nice. Being out in the open. Too bad you guys couldn't see what just happened. All right. Several WWE alliances come to an end in the week heading up to this year's roster changes, including Andrade and Angel Garza, Bayley and Sasha Banks, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, and Murphy and Seth Rollins. In addition to those breakups, the following allies were also separated in 2020 draft: Lana and Natasha, the Lucha House Party, the New Day, Otis and Tucker, Ricochet and Apollo Crews, which we obviously talked about earlier.
Yep.
Given that so many WWE superstars have been left without any allies, it's inevitable that we will see new tag teams on-screen partnerships and on WWE Raw and SmackDown soon. In this article, we take a look at the WWE alliances that could potentially form in the 2020, as well as who that are highly unlikely to come to fruition. Which is why I don't even know why they're even going to talk about that.
One of the alliances is Kriss Krymzon with all the WWE roster.
Really? You think so?
I think so.
Keep wishing. All right, so we have Roman Reigns, WWE. I almost said the WWF. Whoops. WWE. Oh, come on, stop. Roman Reigns' rivalry with Jey Uso is undoubtedly one of the best WWE storylines by far. Why is my computer doing this? Okay. After defeating his cousin in the main event on WWE Clash of Champions pay-per-view last month, the Tribal Chief is set to face his former ally the second time in the WWE Hell in a Cell, October 25th. Once again, Reigns' WWE Universal Championship will be on the line. On this occasion, however, the rematch will take place inside Hell in a Cell, and it will also have an I Quit stipulation. Kriss also touched on. If Jey Uso quits at Hell in a Cell, the storyline seems to be heading toward that it boils down to Reigns and acknowledging his cousin as the tribal chief of the family. So Reigns will have to bow down to Jey Uso, which is kind of sad because I love Roman Reigns. Going on, speaking to Talk Sports' Alex McCarthy in September 2020, Jey discussed the possibility of aligning with Reigns in WWE television again. Does that mean Jey will align with Reigns if Reigns agrees to bow down to him?
Or if, look at it this way, Jey could be forced to align with him after he says, I quit, after Reigns beats him.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Well, who becomes chief at that point then?
Reigns would become chief at that point.
Wow, this is kind of like King Corbin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but within family.
Yeah, exactly.
The bloodline will come on and off. That will always be there. But imagine us running that thing full blown. I would love to be a heel faction. Hell yeah, bro. I want to see some Samoa Sweat Team 2.0 type of things, man. It's written by itself, right? For what it's worth, Jey also revealed the same interview that his twin brother Jimmy Uso would be ready to return from his knee injury in January to February 2021. The Usos have aligned with Reigns on numerous occasions over the years in WWE, notably in 2016 when they joined forces to battle AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows. And why is it not going to let me go any further? Oh, dear God.
Oh, I got some news here.
Well, you can go back into your news while I try to find this one again because all of a sudden I got a browser.
What we got here is Cody Rhodes announces plans to launch a secondary AEW television show.
Okay.
During an interview with TV Insider, Cody Rhodes stated that AEW will soon be launching a secondary TV show, similar to WCW Thunder, TNA Explosion, etc. We have to move from novelty to commodity. One thing we continue to do is recruit. People wonder why we're recruiting when we only have this 2-hour bullseye to hit. We know that this third hour is going to present itself soon. And I don't mean a third hour of Dynamite. I mean a separate hour on Warner Media Network. We'll be able to diversify and freshen up the content on a regular basis. Rhodes also confirmed that the secondary show will not be AEW Dark and will instead be its own unique program.
Interesting.
So they too are trying to go for a third hour, but not on the same show.
Wow.
Which makes things very interesting.
It does. Oh, okay. Let's see. All right. Well, I refound mine again. The unlikely alliance of Aleister Black and Zelina Vega.
When they in actuality are married.
Yeah, how does that work, right? Wow. Aleister Black, whose real name is Todd Budgen. Tom Budgen. I like Aleister Black better. He should just change his name.
Yeah.
Total Sportskeeda. Riccucino before the 2020 WWE draft. The chances of him aligning with his wife, Zelina Vega, real name Thea Trinidad, in a WWE storyline are 0 to none. So this is one of those unlikely storylines. Okay, which makes sense. I'm glad they're probably not going to pursue that. The former NXT champion said he obviously has a lot in common with Vega in real life, but cannot say the same for their contrasting WWE personas. Black and Vega both switched to WWE SmackDown in the draft after ending their rivalries on Raw and with Kevin Owens and Asuka. So, as Black said, with the possible alliance with Vega not completely ruled out, it would not make sense for the storyline perspective to pair his character up with his real life wife. I mean, which makes perfect sense to me. Why would you go and do that?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, that would be like Kriss and I, like putting us together on a show and making us go against each other. You know, that just doesn't make any sense. Possible alliance: Andrade and Charlotte Flair. Okay, now there again, this one does make sense. If they have out of ring chemistry, sometimes it's good to bring that chemistry to the ring. So I could see that one happening. In the time of writing, Andrade had. I keep on calling him Andrade. Sorry, folks. I suck. Andrade still has not been assigned to a brand following the draft. But as of 2019, El Idolo was drafted to WWE as my screen disappears again. Oh my god! This is annoying.
Pretty much.
We're actually in the middle of doing a TV show. We
Yep.
are. If you can wait till after, we'll gladly answer all your questions. A little fan.
Gosh.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, why is my screen doing this? It got me out of one article with Flair and into another article with Flair. Brought me into a feud with her.
Nature boy.
Are you looking for more material, my child?
Yes, I am actually.
While my computer continues to do what it's
Let's see.
doing. I'm trying to keep my phone from not flipping around, but I'm not having very much luck.
Let's see. Got the
Yeah, it went into Flair's legacy. I don't want her legacy. We already know how awesome she is. We already know who her daddy
No.
is.
She's not the Miz. She's not awesome.
You would.
Hey, the other one said awesome, not me. Let's see.
Jinx.
Let's see. We're gonna tell Miro. I found a story on Miro.
You found a story about Nero?
Not Nero, Miro.
Oh, I thought you said Nero. All I could think of is the one of the Hardy characters.
Oh no, not him. Um,
Like, ooh, is he coming back?
he wants to bring Brother Nero back.
Oh, that would be so awesome if they did that. Oh my goodness.
Let's see. Where is it
Maybe
now?
if I get out that one. Oh, I think I might have fixed it.
Did you fix it?
I think I did. Okay, I
Oh.
did.
Nope.
Okay, so following wild speculation about what the tweet meant, Andrade's fiance in real life clarified in a since deleted tweet that he was thanking Vega that their 3-year WWE alliance had come to an end. Interestingly, Flair also tweeted that she would join forces with her future husband on WWE television. The deleted tweet was actually El Idolo Andrade says thank you, gracias, with 3 little iconic fist bump hearts. And Charlotte adds after the fact he was thanking Zelina, y'all wild, said that Papi will need a new manager. So it looked like she was saying that she was going to be the manager.
That's exactly what it sounded like. All right. Miro calls his time in WWE dreadful. You know Miro more under the name of Rusev?
Oh, yes.
Who has dyed his hair blonde.
Oh, dear God. Blonde?
He is a blonde.
What? He should
Okay,
have just shaved it all off. It doesn't look like he's got anything there to begin with.
I agree. Okay, let's see. From WrestlingNewsSource.com, in an interview with Chris Van Vliet, Miro opened up about his time in WWE under the name of Rusev. He says, and I quote, "I've never been worried about anything even before. It doesn't matter what people think. I've always been happy. Just going to work at WWE was a bit of a dreadful moment. But now that's gone. There are no dreadful moments in my life at all," end quote. On his AEW deal, on how his AEW deal came about. And I quote with this one, "So I was just sitting at home doing my Twitch, and we found out they were interested, so we got in contact. It didn't start off great because I had other opportunities, but I knew I didn't want to go to just any place. I knew I wanted to go 2 places, AEW and another one. There's another place I really want to go, and I will go eventually because that's just how it's going to happen," end quote. And on the best man gimmick, and I quote, "So they called me and we talked back and forth, and even Chris Jericho said when they wanted to bring me in, they wanted to bring me in with a purpose and not to bring me in just to be there. So they came up with the idea with Kip and the best man. I think the best man is so suiting because of everything that I do, and I thought it was a great shtick. And it's not just a shtick; it's actually fitting because it's my personality, and that's why it was a no-brainer. Yes, let's just do that," end quote.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Incredible. It looks like we have a couple of minutes left. I did find a quick kayfabe story.
Okay.
That sounds like it might be cute.
Oh, 5 minutes?
See? I nailed it.
All right. Got one quickie thing to do.
Lesnar reportedly driving Uber to make ends meet. Poor Lesnar resorted to driving. So Brock Lesnar...
Do you really want to get into a car with this guy?
Brock Lesnar, the former champion pro wrestler, mixed martial artist, has reportedly acquired all his earnings from prize fighting and is now driving an Uber in the area of rural South Dakota where he grew up. Isn't that lovely? Despite becoming the first only person in history to hold a championship in WWE and UFC, unbelievable fake combat, Lesnar is now living in a one-room apartment above an old closed-down Blockbuster, according to a source who has identified only as Paul E. Lesnar once earned 7-figure paydays for his high-profile matches against stars like The Undertaker, Roman Reigns, even Maven. Okay. but now he ekes a living out of driving strangers and selling nudes on the OnlyFans page. But it's
Jeez.
unclear how Lesnar manages to lose his fortune. But according to rumor, he gave all of his money to traveling to exchange his fortune, but according to the rumor, gave all of his money to traveling salesmen in exchange for a packet of magic beans, and Lesnar believes will help him become a real human boy. Lesnar recently spotted in the Legends Wrestling Hall of Reunion in Delaware, where he spent time signing autographs, but outshined the top draw of the event, Rapster Heat and Music.
Okay. I still wouldn't get into a car with that guy.
No.
All right. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up for us here at Krymzon and Kompany. Have a happy and safe Halloween. Remember, stay indoors. So for myself, Chris Krymzon, and Miss Jacqueline O'Lanton, we say see you next time right here on Krymzon and Kompany.
Bye.
All right.